καταλαβαίνω ότι είναι μέσα στο πλαίσιο μιας προσπάθειας εμψύχωσης της διεθνούς κοινής γνώμης, όταν έλεγε πριν από λίγο ο πρόεδρος Biden, απαντώντας σε ερώτηση μάλιστα δημοσιογράφων, ενδιαφέρον και αυτό ότι δέχτηκε ερωτήσεις ο Αμερικανός πρόεδρος μετά το διάγγελμα, ναι, δεν το σχολιάσαμε, λέγοντας ότι τύρανοι σαν τον Πούτιν δεν μπορούν να κερδίζουν σε αυτόν τον κόσμο.
Έχουμε ρωτήσει και την εγγονή του Χρουτσόφ, ενός ιστορικού Ρώσου ηγέτη, τι θα πίστευε ο παππούς της σήμερα.
Ο οποίος επιπλέον ήταν κατά το ίμιση Ουκρανός.
Ναι, βέβαια.
Λοιπόν, είμαστε έτοιμοι, είναι έτοιμη η συνέντευξη. Για πάμε να τη δούμε.
You think if Trump was in power, Putin would act the same way or not?
No, I don't think so. The reason I don't think so is because Trump didn't care about Ukraine. We know that. I mean, he wasn't whipping up any... He didn't care. And so President Zelensky was also not that vocal during the Trump administration. It's when Joe Biden came in and said, well, we pushed the full support behind Ukraine. So I don't think so it would have happened under Trump. I by no means blame the Biden administration, but once again, I do want to say that in politics and foreign policy, it takes two to tango. And they say, well, Putin is a dictator and Biden is a Democrat, and therefore it's not. It is. There's always, in bilateral relationship, there's step back, step forward. There's always, there will always push and pull and give and take. And so I think that it wouldn't have happened under Trump, but not the way Trump says it, with a great pride that he was strong and Biden is weak, and therefore that happened not because Biden is weak. That happened because Biden cares.
And the last question is, George Kennan was your mentor. I want to ask you, if he were to write a cable today, what do you think he would write? And also I want to ask you what your grandfather would say, you know, if he witnessed what we're witnessing today, which is a very historic day.
Well, I'd start with the grandfather because I probably feel it better. I think he would be appalled and would be terrified. And I wouldn't say if he feels, I mean, we've seen an example of him doing it in 1956 in Hungary. So when the power feels threatened, it sends tanks. I mean, the only time it didn't happen in 89 with Mikhail Gorbachev, we know. So I don't know what he would have done, but I would imagine, as I actually thought when Crimea was taken by Russia, was annexed by Putin in 2014, I thought Khrushchev would have been completely appalled and traumatized, not because he himself may not have done it, he may have done it, but when in 1968 the troops went into Czechoslovakia and he was already a pensioner, he was ousted and retired, he was very upset by that event, and he said it has been 12 years and we haven't learned a better way. So it has been 70 years now, and we more than 70 years, 80 years. No, anyway, and we haven't learned a better way, and I think that would be his response. As for George Kennan, he said, well, I told you so. I mean, you know, I've written cables. I wrote to Stroke Talbot, who was Under Secretary of State. In fact, I actually, yesterday, remarkably, I found a letter, a typed letter that he wrote to Stroke Talbot in 1997, outlining in great detail why it is such a mistake to expand NATO. And I have a response, Stroke Talbot's response to Kennan as to why they think it is a potential and who would be against and so on and so forth. So there's amazing two historical documents that I have now with me because George Kennan gave them to me at the time and I completely forgot about it to sort of look over and discuss. I think he would say, we told you so, but at the same time, you know, the way Putin behaves now, I think the new containment theory is in order. I mean, it really, you know, we needed George Kennan to devise a new one because as I said before, I mean, what's happening right now in Ukraine coming from the Kremlin is barbaric, is impossible to imagine, and it's horrible, you know, for your historical legacy of your kind of dream of being uniter of pan-Slavic universe. You're willing to destroy the world. That's something.
Πάρα πολύ ενδιαφέρον. Ναι. Βάρβαρο τυραννικό αυτό που συμβαίνει, αλλά εξηγείται.
Και είναι ενδιαφέρουσα αυτή η απάντηση ότι ο Τζορτζ Κέναν, ο οποίος είχε εγκαίρως προειδοποιήσει αυτά που λέγατε πριν, ότι οι Ηνωμένες Πολιτείες χειρίστηκαν λάθος, έχασαν την ευκαιρία αφού κέρδισαν τον ψυχρό πόλεμο να κερδίσουν την ειρήνη.
Ήταν ο αρχιτέκτονας του ψυχρού πολέμου. Ήταν το πρώτο τηλεγράφημα που έλεγε ότι πρέπει να πάμε σε ψυχρό πόλεμο.
Το containment.
Ναι.
Το containment, ναι. Αυτός λοιπόν που τους τα έλεγε τότε, λέει ότι αν ήταν τώρα πάντως, δεν θα συγχωρούσε τον Πούτιν. Κι ας έχει κάνει λάθος η Αμερική και αυτό που ζούμε σήμερα να είναι και συνέπεια των λαθών της δεκαετίας του 90, η αντίδραση του Πούτιν είναι πέρα από κάθε... είναι ασυγχώρητη, είναι πέρα από κάθε ανοχή.